All right, Oil fans, I'm just going to address it right away because I know a lot of fans from both sides are going to want to hear me talk about this, the officiating. There were no penalties called in this game, and I'm just jumping right into it. By the way, this is the post-game reaction. Hi, I'm Austin. I hope you're all doing well. Hit the like button if you like the post-game reaction. Anyways, back to the main part that I wanted to talk about. No penalties in this game. Now, why do I want to talk about that right away? Well, one, it's very rare. It's very rare to have zero penalties called in an NHL hockey game. It's very rare that both teams are just so abiding by the rules that the refs are like, you know what? No, I'm not going to call a single penalty. They're both playing by the rules. This is a good, clean hockey game. And for the most part, yes, it was. Not a very physical game. Obviously, you can tell by the hits on screen, 12-6 in favor of Edmonton. But not calling penalties does influence the result of games. It can influence the style of game that teams are allowed or not allowed to play. If you have games where they call 30 penalties and they're calling everyone for the little hooks, slashes, hits, whatever the case is, all the infractions, it prevents teams from wanting to continue to play that style, and it can open things up. When you have games like tonight, where you can just get away with whatever you want. You're allowed to get away with pick plays. You're allowed to get away with interference. You're allowed to get away with hooks. You're allowed to get away with holds. This game really did feel like, and I'm not just talking about the fact it was a low-scoring game, this game felt like a late 90s clutch and grab, dead puck era game. And yes, the Oilers had a lot of chances. And no, not having a power play did not, having a power play would not have made, guaranteed Edmonton a win. I'm not saying that. I don't talk about the officiating very much on my channel. I think the officiating sucks league-wide for every team. Every team will have games where they're called for nonsense. Every team will have games where they get away with a lot of nonsense. And the Oilers, they got away with a lot of nonsense. And so did the Vegas Golden Knights. Would I have liked to see at least one power play? Yes, because I feel like Edmonton at least would have had a better shot. But not calling penalties allowed the Vegas Golden Knights to dictate this style of play. And of course, a Bruce Cassidy coach team with the size of the Vegas Golden Knights, the way they play defense, the way they play in the neutral zone, until I think it was late in the second or maybe early in the third, McDavid did not have a shot on net. And it's the style of play that Vegas was allowed to get away with that prevented that. A lot of it was good defense. I'm giving lots of credit here. A lot of it was good, solid positional defense. Vegas blocks a lot of shots. They get sticks in lanes, and they get in your face. They're very aggressive. Every time the puck was coming back to the point for the Edmonton Oilers tonight, the Vegas Golden Knights, that is, they constantly had their forwards flying up to the blue line to prevent any kind of shot or, allow a clean pass. And they made the Oilers, they suffocated them. They really did. The Oilers deserved to win this game. They got goalied. Adin Hill will likely be named a starter for Team Canada for the Four Nations Cup. And you could tell that there's a lot of motivation there. It's been leaked that he's likely on this team. And if he is, you can see the motivation in him to prove that he deserves to be there. Without Adin Hill, this game is a 5-6-1 game for the Oilers. I'm not talking about Stuart Skinner, the goal against. On the live stream at the time, I was mad at the goal. However, he made some really big saves in the second period that allowed Edmonton to continue to build and push and have a chance to win this hockey game. Skinner played good enough to win. The Oilers played good enough to win. The officiating, I don't know who the two officials were in this game, but I hope they never officiate another Oilers game ever again. And I hope they actually, there's some sort of, I don't know what to call it. I don't want to say disciplinary action, but some type of review where these two refs do not get any kind of playoff games because good God, I'm sorry. I had to address it. I don't like talking about the officiating because, like I said, it's not the reason Edmonton lost, but I wanted to talk about it because it does influence the style of hockey game that teams will play and what they can get away with. And kudos to the Vegas Golden Knights. They played within the rules that they were allowed to play in by the NHL officiating tonight. So good for them, good for Vegas, good for Adin Hill. Congratulations, GG's. Now let's talk about the Oilers because this is an Oilers-based channel. Connor McDavid, he ended up with 4 shots on goal. He played 24-58, which led all Oilers in ice time, or at least led all forwards. I'm actually disappointed that we didn't see more Darnell Nurse late in the third period. Darnell Nurse has been playing much, much better hockey for Edmonton. I found Bouchard and Ekholm were a little shaky in terms of their puck movement when they were in the Vegas zone. Yes, their advanced metrics were strong. Yes, they were on the ice for some good opportunities but Bouchard was struggling at finding the puck towards the Vegas net, and Ekholm was struggling with maintaining puck possession. He would get passes. There was a lot of bobbles on sticks. I thought Darnell Nurse maybe getting a look with the net pulled would have been a time to do it, because Darnell Nurse, he can skate. He would have been effective out there preventing an empty netter and then re-upping or getting back on the attack. I really did think Edmonton was going to tie the game. Connor McDavid, that back check on Jack Eichel with the net pulled. McDavid was able to strip him, and the Oilers had an on-man rush. They were not able to score, obviously. But McDavid, I thought he played a solid game. Draisaitl, I didn't think he played amazing until the third period. And then him and McDavid together, obviously on the same line. Chris Knobloch, he was looking for an offensive spark. The team was struggling at getting high danger looks. He puts McDavid and Draisaitl together, and they start getting some high danger looks. I thought Corey Perry had a little bit more ice time than he should have had. No offense to Corey Perry. He does well. He does his job well, and it's not that he didn't deserve the ice time tonight. But when you have the net pulled, why is Corey Perry out there? When you have McDavid and Draisaitl on a line together, why is Corey Perry out there? Corey Perry, once every now and then, getting a shift with the top guns, that's fine. But he was given several shifts with that top line, especially in high pressure situations with the net pulled. I don't know, man. Corey Perry had an opportunity earlier in the game. Puck went off the heel of his stick. Connor Brown had a couple glorious opportunities in this game. There was one particular one-time opportunity at the back door. Evan Bouchard found him. Nice passing play. And Connor Brown, it just went off the heel of his stick, and he missed the net by 5 feet. I don't know how he missed the net. I couldn't believe it. The Oilers tonight, it's just one of those games. I'm not going to sit here and overanalyze their play. They played good enough to win. They only gave up 16 shots on goal. Defensively, they were strong. Offensively, yes, they only had 12 shots heading into the third, so Vegas, a ton of credit for limiting the Oilers' chances until that third period. I was hoping the floodgates were going to open up. They did not open up. Did Edmonton deserve the win? Yes, but this is the NHL. You don't always win the games you deserve. The Oilers have won a couple games they didn't deserve this year. It's what's frustrating is the Oilers are now 13-10-2 on the season. If the Oilers were a little higher in the standings and they weren't trying to make up these points that they lost earlier in the year, this would be a less frustrating loss. This is one of those losses where if they weren't all just in a wild card position, if they were top 2 in the division and they had a 6-7 point lead on the next wild card position and we were feeling good about playoff odds at this time of year, this is one of those games where I would just chuck away. I'd be like, you know what? We keep building on this. Figure out what we did well, build on that, take what we did poorly and throw it away. But because of the circumstances of where the Oilers are, because of the circumstances of the lack of offense on this team, the lack of finish, the poor goaltending for the most part, it has been a lot better. Stuart Skinner, again, like I said, he played more than good enough to win tonight. You needed some offense. The Oilers have struggled at finishing all year long, and it just seems like every time it feels like they're on the verge of breaking through offensively, they take 2 steps back, sometimes 3 steps back, and you're left wondering, where is it? Where is the offense? I would have liked to see a goal from one of the big guns tonight. Against Colorado, they had some depth show up. They had Podkolzin score. They had Nugent Hopkins score an empty netter. They had Kasperi Kapanen score a goal and Brett Kulak. That's great depth. You can't expect guys like that to keep scoring and keep winning you hockey games. Do you want them to? Of course you do. But this was one of those games where you want your big guns to show up and get a goal or 2 for your team. And unfortunately, despite the chances, they could not get it done. Draisaitl and McDavid both held scoreless. Draisaitl only had 1 shot on net. And for some reason, Draisaitl, he was very picky and choosy with his puck possession. He had numerous opportunities to either one-time a puck or skate into the right circle and just pick a corner. Try and get a shot low on maybe a low pad shot, go for rebounds. I found the Oilers weren't going for junk enough. Their best opportunities were when they would throw a puck to the goal. Adin Hill was struggling with rebound control all night. Throw it into his pads and then crash the crease. I don't understand. Nugent Hopkins had a glorious opportunity with the net pulled. The puck was in the crease area, and he just couldn't elevate it over Adin Hill's pad. Kasperi Kapanen, I thought he played fine. Jeff Skinner, this is probably one of his better games that he's played in a couple weeks. So hopefully he's able to build on that. The team desperately needs offense. If Zach Hyman is able to play Thursday against Columbus, I really hope that he's able to ignite some kind of offensive spark. And if the Oilers continue to struggle to score goals, I would like to see them pull the trigger on some kind of trade to improve the offense of this team. They have no depth scoring. They don't have any finishers. And for all the talk in the offseason, the summer of Jeff Jackson, for all the talk about all the great moves that he made and the depth that he added to this lineup, and the players that we lost that were unproven at the time, like Dylan Holloway, of course. It sucks when you see Dylan Holloway continue to have success. I don't want to point it out too often, but the Oilers could really use a player like Dylan Holloway right now. That is still a player that to this day, I will go to my grave defending that as a poor decision to let walk. I don't know what to say. The Oilers, they lose 1-0. They play again Thursday against the Columbus Blue Jackets. I will not be doing a live stream Thursday. I did a live stream tonight instead. I switched shifts at my job. I did the live stream tonight, and then I'll do a live stream on next Tuesday against Tampa. I am off next Tuesday, so keep an eye out for a live stream for that game. I think the Oilers play St. Louis Saturday at home. I may be able to do something Saturday unless I'm closing. I don't know yet. I'll have to check my work schedule. In any case, thank you all so much for tuning in. Thank you for listening to me ramble. Thank you for listening to me talk nonsense. Thank you for tuning into the live stream tonight. And thank you for continuing to support the channel, smashing the like button, all the subscriptions, the donations recently. It's been an absolute blast. I appreciate every single one of you. You are all amazing. We'll see you soon, Oil Country. Make sure to tell someone that you love them. And as always, fight like a kid and fight like Ben. Let's go Oilers. Let's see if they can beat Columbus on Thursday. Columbus just lost 3-0 to Calgary. So both teams are going to be pissed off and they're going to want to score some goals. I'm expecting a high scoring affair Thursday. We'll see if Edmonton can get the win. We'll see you soon, Oil Country. Take care.